All right, here we go. Again, we're going to go over this from a linebacker's perspective. Again, I'm a linebacker coach, Jerry Johnson. We're going to go over this from a linebacker perspective. As you can see, we have a 3-4 front. We're going to go ahead and review that really quickly. For the D linemen, we're going to have them in a 0 technique here over the center. D ends, you're going to start them off in a 4. We always try to start them off in the 4, okay? So we have them pretty much head up over your tackles. All right, they come out in doubles, twins, whichever you like to prefer, one back. We're going to call the strength to our left, offensive right. All right, so that will be our strength call over here. So this is our strong side of the field over here on the left, okay? We like to have our linebackers obviously always line up between 4.5 yards, all right, to 5 yards, all right? 4.5 yards to 5 yards for our linebackers, all right? And that's for these two right here in the box. Anytime you guys are in the box, for you younger linebackers, you want to be 4.5 yards to 5 yards off the ball. You know your first responsibility is to stop run. Linebackers are always moving forward, but pretty much we're going over coverage today, so we're going to go over cover 2, which is our second responsibility, is to cover the pass, all right? So let's focus a little bit on that. For the 3-4 standard, again, if you have the nose in the 0, the 2 ends in the 4, we're going to put this mic in the wheel, usually in the 20, all right? So right here, pretty much head up over the guards, all right? For your outside backer, again, we call the strength to our left, defensive left, offensive right. We're going to put our strongest coverage linebacker here out here on this slot guy. We have this H standing more for a hawk, but he's another cover guy similar to the Sam, but he's just on the opposite side in this 3-4. All right, again, your safeties are going to be between 12 to 15 yards depending on the coverage and what the secondary coach wants them to do. Again, we're going to just go over the cover 2 look really quickly. Cover 2, as you guys know, the corner here has flat responsibility. All right, corner here has flat responsibility. You know your free safety is here getting over the top to help him out for that deep. We're getting this guy here over the top as well to help the cornerback here deep. As you notice, there's a weak link in every defense, but in this particular defense, this part of the field is pretty much left uncovered. That becomes these two guys' responsibility, meaning they have to cover this seam route very well. The seam routes are here. These guys that come up in this area here, they have to cover here. They have to make sure they're getting their drops here. Make sure they're getting their drops here to cover these seams routes to help these two guys out. All right, and again, the drop here is the same that we covered on cover 3. You're going to go 12 to 15 yards, all right? 12 to 15 yards. Same thing here, 12 to 15 yards, all right? That's going to be the standard drop, all right? These guys here, if this guy has the flats and this guy has the flat, this guy here is going hook curl. He's going in this area right here, hook curl position. All right, this Mike backer can kind of float. He doesn't have to carry that seam that hard. He has help here. He's really covering this middle area here. All right, same thing with this guy. He has hook curl here. This guy has curl flat. All right, and it's the same responsibility. He's dropping that 12 to 15 yards. This guy is dropping that 12 to 15 yards. All right, knowing that he has help here in the middle with this wheel backer. All right. For our linebackers, we like for them, knowing that your safeties are getting out of this box here, we want to have them right here about, I would say, a little bit outside, well, a little bit on the inside of this slot receiver. Again, let's go over the count. This is 1. I don't have them up here. This is 2. This is 3. This is 2. This is 1. We went over this count already. Again, if you're counting, linebackers 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's our 5 receivers. All right, so this number 2 guy, we would like to have this Sam linebacker. As you can see, he's already, I was going to move him, but he's already a little bit inside of that guy. So we want to have this Sam linebacker a little bit inside, on the inside shade of this guy. Same thing with this particular guy here. This Hawk backer, H backer here, he's same as the Sam. You want to have him on the inside shade of this slot receiver here on the 2. on the 2 here. Again, we know our main responsibility for our linebackers is to stop run. They're moving forward first, so these inside guys, they're taking their read steps obviously first, and then they're getting out of here once when they know that it is passed. All right, they're getting out of here as soon as they know it's passed. Just to help you guys out, for the younger guys that play Optimus football, these linebackers, I mean this offensive line is going to tell it all to us. All right, this offensive line, if they're leaning heavy, we know they're firing off the ball. You know it's run. All right, if they're back on their heels, they're leaning back a little bit, you know it's pass. So that's the same scenario, and all of us should have heard this: low hat, high hat. All right, they're coming off the ball, the hats are low, the helmets are down. That is run. Linebacker should be feeling that. All right, if it's pass, these helmets are high, they're popping up. With that being said, you should be getting out into your drop. With that being said, when we drop, we don't just drop 12 to 15 yards, because that's what the coach is saying. That's our responsibility. Don't drop in no man's land. We are dropping to our receivers. So whatever route this guy tries to run, he tries to run a little hook, he tries to run a dig, whatever it may be, a quick slant in here, we always want to get our hands on him. If he's trying to get inside of us, we're in the inside shade. We shouldn't allow him to get inside of us like that. But if he does, we're putting our hands on him. All linebackers, anybody run through your area, run through your zone, you're always checking them. You're always getting your hands on them. We're not holding them, we're checking them, we're hitting them, we're getting our hands on them. Same thing with this guy. He's on the inside shade here. This guy tried to run a hook, dig. He's getting his hands on him. He's not letting them get inside. If he does get inside, we are pushing him down in here, and getting back to our drop. Same thing with this guy. If he happens to try to get inside of you, quick slant, you're pushing him down, then getting back to your drop. You always have help here. So your responsibility is not to follow this guy, not to chase, to get back to your drop. Same thing we're here, to get back to your drop. These guys have this middle covered to the seam. You have help there. One thing is very important, I want all linebackers to know and remember, is that we try our best to keep everything inside and in front. Inside and in front. So if they're running these little short routes here, these little crossing routes, we're going to get our hands on them. We're going to get back. And we know, same thing with these guys, if they cross their face, they're going to get their hands on them, they're going to get back into coverage. But if this ball happens to be thrown in here short, that's fine. We all collectively as a defense rally to the ball. We break up on that. And they cannot do that all the way down the field. We're going to tag them, we're going to put our helmets on them, they're going to cough that ball up. We're going to be sure of that. So this short route is not our responsibility. The deep route, we're always looking for the deep route, the route underneath. So it's very important to teach your young linebackers to keep their head on the swivel. Keeping their head on the swivel is very important. So they're looking back and forth to try to find that route that's coming behind them. Because if they're sending somebody out in front, let's say they're sending this guy to drag across the field, and your eyes are in here, best believe another guy is coming behind you. So you have to have your head on the swivel looking for that route. It could come from either side. This guy could be running that drag across the field while this guy is trying to run a hook dig or trying to find that hole if you don't have your head on the swivel. Remember, this corner's not out here. He can't help anybody out. He has to cover this flat. Same thing with this guy. If you're in the cover two, he has to cover this flat. So your help is in here within this box. All right? You have anything else you want to cover?
That's it.